High above the canyons, tucked into the rugged cliffs of the American Southwest, lies a hidden kingdom, a place where ingenuity met the harsh desert landscape. For centuries, the ancestral Puebloans thrived here, building stunning cliff dwellings and leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists alike. Welcome to the incredible story of the Kingdom of the Cliff Dwellers. But how did these ancient people carve out a life in such an unforgiving landscape? What secrets do their dwellings still hold? In this video, we'll dive deep into the origins, culture, and mysterious disappearance of the ancestral Puebloans. Stick around. You won't want to miss this fascinating journey. Our journey begins over 1,500 years ago in the Four Corners region of what is now the southwestern United States, where Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico meet. This arid, rugged land may seem inhospitable, but for the ancestral Puebloans, it was home. The early ancestors of the Puebloans first lived in pit houses, simple, dugout structures that provided protection from the elements. By the 6th century CE, they began transitioning to above-ground pueblos, multi-room structures made of stone and adobe. These architectural innovations were the first step toward the magnificent cliff dwellings that would define their culture. But why did they choose this challenging environment? For the ancestral Puebloans, the canyons provided both resources and protection. The cliffs shielded them from harsh winds and provided an elevated vantage point to watch for potential threats. Imagine living in a world where every day was a battle against the elements. Summers blazed with heat, while winters brought biting cold. Yet, through careful observation and adaptation, the ancestral Puebloans learned to thrive in this challenging environment. They used every resource available to them, harvesting wild plants, crafting tools from bone and stone, and developing a keen understanding of the cycles of nature. Over generations, they transformed from simple foragers into skilled agriculturalists and master builders. By the 12th century, the ancestral Puebloans reached their peak, what archaeologists call the Pueblo III period. This was the golden age of the cliff dwellings, where entire communities took refuge in the sheer walls of canyons. But why did they move to these perilous heights? Many experts believe it was for defense. With growing population pressures and increasing competition for resources, the cliffside offered both shelter and security. These natural fortresses were difficult to access and easy to defend. Other theories suggest that the cliff dwellings were spiritual in nature, a sacred retreat where the Puebloans could connect with their gods and ancestors. Regardless of the reason, the craftsmanship of these structures is breathtaking. Picture it: towering stone dwellings tucked beneath vast overhangs, some with hundreds of rooms. Cliff Palace in Colorado's Mesa Verde National Park is the largest and most famous of these sites. With approximately 150 rooms and 23 ceremonial spaces known as kivas, it reflects a society that was both sophisticated and highly organized. And it wasn't just Cliff Palace. Sites like Longhouse and Balcony House reveal an interconnected network of communities, each with its own unique architectural style and cultural practices. So, what was life like for the ancestral Puebloans? Imagine waking up to the golden glow of the rising sun over the canyon walls. Daily life revolved around farming, crafting, and spiritual practices. Corn, beans, and squash, often called the Three Sisters, were staple crops grown in terraced fields above the cliffs. But growing food in this arid environment was no easy task. The Puebloans developed advanced irrigation techniques, including check dams and reservoirs, to capture and conserve precious water. These innovations allowed them to farm successfully even during dry periods. Women played a crucial role, weaving baskets and crafting pottery for storing food and water. Meanwhile, men hunted game like deer and rabbits, supplementing the community's diet. Children would learn essential survival skills from an early age, ensuring that knowledge was passed down through generations. At the heart of these cliffside communities were the kivas, circular, underground rooms used for ceremonies and community gatherings. These spaces were not just architectural marvels, but spiritual hubs where the Puebloans connected with their ancestors and the forces of nature. And life was not without joy. Evidence of musical instruments, games, and intricate artwork suggests that the ancestral Puebloans celebrated their achievements and honored their culture through music, dance, and storytelling. The ancestral Puebloans were not just builders and farmers. They were a deeply spiritual people. Their religious beliefs centered around harmony with the natural world. The kivas, with their distinctive designs, were sacred spaces for ceremonies that honored the spirits of the earth and sky. Petroglyphs and pictographs, images carved or painted on stone, still decorate the canyon walls, offering a glimpse into their myths and rituals. These symbols tell stories of migration, celestial events, and spiritual visions, preserving the voices of a lost civilization. For the ancestral Puebloans, life was a delicate balance between survival and spirituality. Every planting season, every harvest, and every ceremony reinforced their connection to the land and their ancestors. But by the late 13th century, something changed. The once thriving cliff dwellings were abandoned. What happened to the ancestral Puebloans? Historians and archaeologists believe a combination of factors led to their departure. Prolonged droughts made farming nearly impossible. Resource scarcity and social unrest may have created tensions within communities. Some experts suggest that spiritual beliefs may have driven their migration in search of better lands. Imagine the heartbreak of leaving behind the only home your ancestors had known for centuries. As the rains grew scarce and food supplies dwindled, the ancestral Puebloans began a slow exodus, moving south to join other Pueblo communities along the Rio Grande and Hopi mesas. Today, the cliff dwellings stand as a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the ancestral Puebloans. Places like Mesa Verde and Cedar Mesa are protected as national treasures, offering us a window into a bygone era. Yet, their legacy lives on. Modern Pueblo tribes continue to honor the traditions and stories passed down from their ancestors. Their spiritual practices, craftsmanship, and reverence for the earth reflect a continuity that spans centuries. The kingdom of the cliff dwellers may have vanished, but their story still echoes through the canyons. It is a story of adaptation, community, and the enduring spirit of a people who carved out a life against the odds. If you enjoyed this journey through time, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories of ancient civilizations and hidden histories. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the present.